we got
for
to make
example,
some money, Alex. We're business people. We got to make some money at some point, eh? And you know, we got to get our focuses in the right areas, and you know, it's got to be done at some point. We can't just be charities all our lives, can we? I mean, it's all good contributing to the space and stuff, but at some point, us businesses, we have to make money. And I really hope you guys do. And it sounds to me like that's such a good partnership with you and Fire. Always looking at their stuff. George is about, obviously, you know, George, what a bright guy. Samuel's social skills second to none. Brendan Lee, we all know Brendan. Wow.
Brendan. We love them. I mean, you know, we don't want to work with people that we don't trust or we don't like.
Exactly.
And we never, because I have many experiences on that. And, you know, like, oh, I like, you know, this company has this product, whatever, that we can use. Yeah, but you have to deal with, if it's a deep integration into your ecosystem, or you have to connect with them in a more personal level, in a way that you can trust them, because you're going to be negotiating on a daily basis with all of them. So you better, it's difficult enough when you are all on the same boat. It's difficult enough when you are all when you all agree. So to add people that you don't agree with would be
We're in this funny scenario, Alex, in this place, isn't it? Because when I spoke to Lorien last week, I mean, they said that you were competition, right? But they said it was competition that everybody wants everyone to work out. I've never had that scenario in all the years I've been showing an interest in business, which I could say really is last 25 years or so. I mean, I've never seen that scenario where you've got people in the same industry that kind of have a vested interest in wanting each other to do well.
I think I see a lot of parallels in other industries, especially with the electric cars. If I'm a huge fan of electric cars as a concept, because as a designer, I think it's, you know, as a product designer, it's the dream come true of, you know, the distribution of space. And anyway, I could talk about product design, industrial design for hours. But I think there are a lot of parallels there where, you know, we are, even though you can build great product by yourself, you still need a network effect to be, and you have to solve all the issues that people have. In electric car sector is like, oh, and where to charge the car, and how it will cost to charge the car, and I don't want to spend 30 minutes charging the car or whatever. So all these companies are getting together. Well, Tesla is doing it in a vertical, their own way, and these other companies are trying to, you know, to partner to do their own charging stations or whatever, or trying to solve problems or share infrastructure or battery design, or because there is a way of winning altogether, because it's a big challenge and you cannot do it by yourself most of the time. So I think the way I see, he might say that we are competition, but
he was very friendly about it, Alex. He was like really friendly. Yeah. He was joking. He was smiling and laughing when he was saying it.
I love Lorien. He knows it. Yeah. And he's the product, Senbi Remit, the remittance
I can't wait.
Oh man, that's a huge winner. That's a huge winner. And I honestly think if they only did that app, and focus on growing that remittance service, because it's the best. I think it's the best remittance system ever.
I do.
I'm convinced of that.
I am.
If we only focused on expanding that, man. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Huge.
People
because
don't
they're
understand.
using Bitcoin, and people don't have to know that they are using Bitcoin. They are using it as a tool, a backend tool, and that's why we're trying
to
rails.
Do they call it the rails, don't they? The rails.
Yeah. That's it. We are trying to do the same for different purposes, not for remittance. We are not going to. I don't see them as a competition, because we are not into remittance and we have backed up a little bit from retail stores. We started with the NFC thing, but we think it's just a little bit mature until people have this money in their pockets.
Yeah.
Because buying money to use it as money and pay all the fees,
it's a bit weird, isn't it?
It doesn't make much sense. I think the Relay guys are doing a great job with that, trying to connect all these payment systems together. And
Yeah.
I think that's one approach of solving this. But
Yeah.
I think again, for retail, I think I think we can do much better and provide more value much sooner by focusing on micropayments and integration of this. Yeah, on making this technology easy for anybody. And for anybody, I mean not just users, but companies.
Alex, I could talk to you about business all day, all tomorrow, all the next day, all week, for the next fortnight, and maybe for the next month without stopping, right? But you wouldn't get no work done. I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to have people like you in our space. We need people like you, Alex. We need forward thinkers, and I'm really glad that we've got people like you in the space. I'm always watching what you're doing. Can you tell people where they can follow you and stuff, and where they can sort of keep an eye on you in the space, and Jimenez as well, because we like him.
Oh yeah, right. You can find us on Twitter. I'm Agut. It's like APAGUT on Twitter. And Rafa is, I think, is R Seibane. It's his last name. We are in Spain. We have two last names, so that's why he's Rafa Jimenez Seibane. But anyway.
What about Handcash? Where can we follow Handcash?
Oh yeah, you can follow Handcash at Handcash app on Twitter, and we are also we still don't have Twitch. We don't have a Handcash Twitch account yet. Okay, but no, but we will do. No, it was a pleasure, man, and I think I would even talk for half an hour more, but yeah, I don't want to make it too long. But can I say one last thing?
Please, Alec, please do, and we can do many interviews. By the way, we can do many more of these, so there'll be more. Yeah.
Okay, just let me 1 minute.
Sure.
Okay, so when we were discussing about SPV,
yes,
it's a topic that the problem with SPV is that you cannot have these two kinds of transactions going on together, because if you have the type of transactions where you send me the transaction directly and I send it to the blockchain, to the miner. The problem is that you cannot have either you have that or you have to be querying the blockchain. If you keep querying the blockchain, it's like you are sitting on the McDonald's, waiting for the food, but at the same time shouting, "Is my food ready yet? Is my food ready yet?" Again. So you're not solving anything. You're actually having to worry about two things at the same time. So where I want to head with this is that we made a very controversial decision by having this split system for the backups. And I want to explain the reasoning behind this, because it's something that users don't understand, and I totally understand that people have their concerns.
Yeah.
But if we are moving into pure SPV and a scalable blockchain, and the transactions are sent directly to the miners by the receiving end, you cannot allow any other product or service to make transactions and handle the UTXOs at the same time that your system is doing it, because then you have to keep checking the blockchain all over again, and there are some indexes of addresses that they are generating that you are not seeing, so that you cannot scan them anyway. So it would create such a mess that we wouldn't be able to scale. And we, like it or not, everything is going into that direction. Okay, and the more complex that we get these wallet infrastructures, like all these Merkle trees and SD wallets, all that stuff, so you can have family accounts, you can have business account, all of that just with one key. And if you want to, also this split key system, it's step one into going keyless, to totally keyless. So in the end, it's not that people want to have their keys. You want to have the reason is not having the keys because of having the keys. You want to have the keys because you want to make sure that at any point you are the only one with that can have access to that money. Okay, so can we grant that in a way that's more user friendly while keeping, it's like you're losing a password, and you want a service to help you recover the password, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we do that with cryptography, with advanced?
People are going to lose their keys, Alex, right? People are going to lose their keys.
People are losing the keys all the fucking time, man.
Yeah.
Do you know, when you have thousands of users and you check support, every single day we have 3 or 4 people that I've lost my keys. I have lost my keys. And
you're joking. Every day.
Every day. And some of them are people that have obscene amounts of BSV. Obscene amounts of BSV.
And they've lost their freaking keys. Do they know? They do not know what the keys mean. But should they have to know what the keys mean?
I didn't write it down. I don't know where it is. I just forgot. I just wanted to do it, but I didn't do it for a few weeks. And then they lose their phone or whatever. And you cannot. The problem is no, but that's our issue. We take this that's our fault. Okay, even though we are a non-custodial service. Okay. But it's a product after all. We have to figure out a way.
Keyword service, isn't it?
Yeah. We have. It's our responsibility to find a way so people don't have to even back up. It's just like it happens by magic in the background. They don't know it, but with advanced cryptography, you can do that in a way that they don't notice that it's been backed up, but they can recover, and they are the only ones that can recover. So the objective here for us is that you will never get to see the 12 words ever, and forget about seeing the full private key, because at some point there will not be full private key with threshold signatures and all this stuff. So I know this is something that it's uncomfortable for people, because it's different from what's been going on Bitcoin for.
We need common sense, Alex, don't we? We need common sense. Your grandma doesn't want to remember her keys, does she?
Not my grandma, and I don't want to remember the keys. I don't want to have the responsibility.
I want to spend the money, and that's it.
I used to have. Now I don't, because I don't have the. Coinbase doesn't have BSV, but I used to have all my Bitcoin money on Coinbase, because I trust more Coinbase than I trust my ability to hide a paper at home.
Exactly.
I'm honest.
Exactly.
I'm being honest.
Exactly.
For certain things, you need custodial services for some certain amounts. Ideally, a wallet should only be able to sign for you to approve transactions. That's it. We shouldn't be holding people's money, and people shouldn't be holding their own money. I think that's the wrong approach. I think if you see the kind of models that are succeeding, it's basically that you're using a wallet that's connected to your bank account or to multiple credit cards or to PayPal or whatever, and it just works. And they don't ask you to deposit, withdraw, or whatever. It just works. And I think that's where we should be heading, all of us as wallet providers, because it's the only thing that makes sense. I think it's the only way that makes sense. And I tell you again, I understand that people have concerns about chains, but they are not. Most of them, they are not in a position where they see the amount of pain that having all these all these decisions of don't change things from our holy Bitcoin, the old legacy ways of doing things, that causes a lot of damage. And we've seen people losing thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's not beautiful. It's not, and it's our. And although it's not our fault, because we are not a custodial service, we feel
it's shocking.
It's our responsibility to provide a better service. If others don't want to do this, fine. The same thing that for example, with Handcash right now, with Handcash 2.0, we made the decision because, again, one of these things that you can only see through support, that when you have the QR scanner, okay, it only works now for properly framed payment requests. Why? Because the only time that you really want to do a QR code payment is because you're purchasing something online or in retail, whatever, you're purchasing something. But we have enough solutions right now to send money to other people, to friends. You have the contact list, you have the handles, you have the PayMail. But people were sending money to raw Bitcoin addresses. Okay, what's the issue? Is that we share because we are Bitcoin. We cannot afford to change the format because we are the original Bitcoin. Because of that, we all Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin BTC, and ourselves and Bitcoin SV, we share the same legacy address. What happens? People that download Handcash, most of them, they just want to try out Bitcoin, and they go to a website. Oh, pay with Bitcoin. Oh, boop. What's going on? They're sending money to the void. Why? Because it's not a properly framed UX. QR codes, you cannot look at a QR code and see what's going on there. You have to scan it or whatever. But if you scan it and it says, oh, send the amount and type this amount, people are going to do weird stuff because the ecosystem is not constrained enough. And you need to have constraints in order to have a secure environment. Either you like it or not. And we are making this safety first decisions for our users because, after all, I think that's why they choose Handcash. They want us to make all those decisions for them. If they want to create their own wallet or have these wallets that do everything for their own and they are advanced users, I'm fine with that. We are not trying to build that. But for ourselves, we don't want people sending money to the void, losing keys, losing thousands of dollars, losing their savings. We cannot afford that.
Yours is a much bigger market, I'd say, because I think most users would rather use it in a stress-free manner, just like spending money. Now,
yep.
I'm just thinking about what you're saying there, and I'm thinking about my own private keys. Yeah, I've got private keys right, left, and centre. Now, a lot of my private keys I keep in a special place in my house. But if I was a fire in my house,
yep,
I would lose my keys. I would lose my iPad, which I've got a couple of wallets on. I would use my other phone, which has got a couple of wallets on. I would use my other phone. What the hell would I do then, Alex? My keys are burnt, right? My keys are burnt, and then they look like ash. My iPad's burnt. What would I do? I've lost all my money.
Do you know this controversial thing that we did, that split key and the phone number? Okay. Do you know what this is great? I'm not going to do it because you know my phone number, and that's some people might know my phone number because I don't care, but and they might try to spoof it or something. But your 12 words, people, we were seeing that 40% of people were taking screenshots of the 12 words. Why? Because it's more convenient. Okay, it's insecure, but hey, bear with me. Although it's an insecure practice, the problem is that if you lose if someone gets your 12 words in the old Bitcoin system, you're 100% fucked. 100%. Okay? With Handcash, the new version, they need to have both the 12 words and authenticate that they own your phone number.
There you go. Yeah. KYC.
I know. Well, it's not KYC at all, but at this time. But we have two keys. We split them. We encrypt them. Whatever. We save them in different places. You get the 12 words. The thing is, with that, you get this extra layer of protection. It's like we compare it as if you have those 12 words at home. The security resides on your ability to hide them. Okay, it's as safe as you can hide them. And, even if a burglar enters your home and asks for your 12 words, if you give them the 12 words, you lose the money. With Handcash, if you give the 12 words and they just run away,
they need your phone number, which is great.
Not just to know your phone number, but authenticate your phone number with SMS, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
And if we are dealing with wallets, most people don't have that much money there. So the economic incentive to actually do all the trouble just to get $20, it's not there. So we are dealing with economics. We are dealing with known split key techniques and cryptography to make our app better. And we are not going to apologize because we are doing things differently, because there are reasons why we are doing things differently. I mean, it would be much easier for us if we just settle for doing the old Bitcoin stuff. We don't have to reinvent anything. But the reason why we're doing is that because we feel that some things have to change. it's not possible that people is losing money with this. It has to be a pain-free solution, and all and you can go full custodial, but I think with Bitcoin you can kind of if we use advanced cryptography techniques, I mean, there's the technology is there to get rid of the keys. It's about politics at this point, but yeah,
it's common sense as well. It's common sense as well, Alex. I think there's a reason why people put their money in a bank account.
Mm-hmm. Exactly like that.
Yeah, it's common sense.
I don't want to have $30,000 at home.
Yeah, because someone's going to knock on your door, and where I come from, someone will just knock on your door and they will ask for the $30,000.
Yeah, and I suggest, because there are some people in Handcash that have obscene amounts of money, I suggest them to, it's very safe. It's very safe. It's safer than other wallets because this is more like a safe instead of a shoebox. It's like you can put your 12 words in a shoebox and hide it, but you can have a safe that, it's out there. You can take a screenshot. You can, right now you can take your 12 words and there's practically no risk if you write it down on your Evernote or whatever.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
because
really
they still need your phone number, so you can be more reckless. You can afford to be more reckless with that because it depends on something that you possess that they don't. But I suggest them that even though Handcash is very secure, it's not a bank. So so I think we only had a few, like 4 to 5 times where we screwed something with a bug or something, and we had to refund some money. But we don't want to refund $150,000 if someone, if we get a bug from our side. Then one thing is that if people lose the keys, and that's something that we cannot do anything about that. But if it's our fault, we've always been responsible and trying to do the right thing. And hey, it was our fault. Here's the money. Fortunately, it's been always small amounts and very, 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 very few times over this year and a half. But hey, shit can happen, and you don't want to have $150,000 on an uncustodial Bitcoin wallet. I wouldn't. Maybe they feel safer with that because they have the 12 words. But hey, you can lose the 12 words.
It can get burnt down. I know there's probably solutions to that sort of stuff because I know Brendan Lee does something with that, doesn't he? Is it a paper wallet or something?
Yeah, he has these cards, the coin storage cards, and there's hardware wallets and all that. But most of the people are not going to. This is another reason, is that we talk about SPV and how it scales, okay? Because it scales the number of transactions. But oftentimes we forget that this has to scale in human terms too. And
exactly.
And this is for people. And most people, if they get to a screen where, hey, you cannot continue if you don't write out these 12 words on paper, they will say, you know what, I will uninstall this application because and it's full of messages of you will lose your money if you don't take. I don't want to deal with this. Just I'll just use Visa or whatever. And
exactly.
You have to scale in human terms too, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't not agree more. I mean, you look at my my Nano Ledger, for example. I mean, that's not practical. My Nano Ledger. You can't really use that type of thing. I suppose if you're stashing money, but even then, Alex, what happens if there's a fire and my Nano Ledger burns? What do I do? What the hell do I do?
If there's a bug, because again, we are trusting in other people again. What if there's a bug with the software? What if there's a bug with the hardware? What if the hardware has some defect and it oxidizes or something? I mean, it's a stupid. I think the hardware wallet is a very stupid concept, just like Bitcoin ATM machines. Stupid concepts. I think they don't make any real world sense. It's just like they don't just like these credit cards with crypto. Like, that they are basically converting, you are buying crypto with fiat and then you are converting it again to fiat to pay for. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't help Bitcoin. It doesn't create Bitcoin transactions.
It doesn't. You create money to money. Yeah. It doesn't make any
stupid.
sense.
You're just paying fees for playing dumb. I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's true. It's true, Alex.
It's
a good rant. It's a good rant. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Alex,
I
you
know
know something.
Okay.
I'm looking at the time. I've actually got to go and do some work in a minute, but we can do this. I want to do this again because we love your business, and I think the majority of people in BSV really love your business, and we support you. And if ever you want to come and talk to the BSV Business Show again about anything, we are always here for you, and we want to meet Mr. Jimenez as well. We want him to come on and talk to us.
He'll be the next. I think
hope so.
Should do a podcast just with him.
I'd love, Mr. Jimenez, if you see this, I want you, man. I want you one-on-one, me and you.
Okay.
But Alex, thank you so much, mate. That was brilliant. Have a lovely day. Good luck with everything. Let us know if you need anything.
You too, man. You too.
Take care, man. Thank you, Alex.
Man. Bye.
Take care. See you later.